Hey, what's up, everybody? Wanted to shoot this quick video here. Just got done with an event, a Sealfit event called Kokoro. And for those of you that have no idea what Kokoro is or what Sealfit is, it's a 50-hour crucible put on by Mark Devine and these coaches that he has, that many of them are past or maybe even current Navy SEALs, and so there were 50 that registered for this event, 28 that showed up, and 9 that actually completed the event, and I was one of the 9 that there for a second. So I was one of the 9 that made it through. And so I just wanted to talk and share a little bit about my experience and maybe even some of the lessons that I was able to extract. It was challenging to say the least, physically and definitely mentally as well. And you really have to be in a good place to be able to accomplish something like this. And you know, one of the things that I would often hear a lot of people talk about is having your why and the reason behind why you're doing this. And but I really looked at it more so from a standpoint of just don't quit. Like, quit is not an option. You know, I was in the Army for the Army National Guard. And went through basic training, some I won't say similar to the extent that we went through in Kokoro, but I went through some pretty physically and mentally challenging experiences through my military experience. You know, basic training and boot camp, and just thinking back to when I showed up for basic training, like, it wasn't an option. Like, you went, it was hard, it was difficult. There were some long and grueling, challenging days. Or some moments where you really didn't want to be there, but it was never an option for me to be like, hey, you know, this isn't for me, I'm out of here. And so that was really how I took on Kokoro, and I can truly honestly say that quitting never entered my mind at any point during the 52 hours that we were there, because I had made a commitment before I even got there that was never ever an option. And one of the biggest reasons for that was going into it and just coming into it and being present with the moment, not thinking about the finish line, not thinking about the next evolution, not thinking about in hour 10 the fact that I have 40 hours more to go, but thinking about the next step, the next push-up, the next second, reminding myself that it is bad and as hard and as challenging as all of the things that were, and there were some very difficult and challenging and hard moments absolutely throughout this entire event, was just to continually remind myself to just stay present, just stay in the moment, know that this isn't going to last forever. The event's not going to last forever. I mean, even though it's 50 hours, it's 50 hours. Like, it's going to end. And so just by continually staying present, you know, dialing in definitely into the other men that were suffering through this. I wasn't going at this alone. So I knew that no matter how difficult it was, I wasn't the only one experiencing this. Like, to lean on my other brothers, the other 28 that showed up. And as time went on, we continually saw that number drop and dip, like I said, to 9, but the more we could kind of come together, and how some of these experiences oftentimes, there was 28 people that were complete strangers. I mean, I knew five of the other men that were there, and we were able to kind of create a real good and strong bond going into it. But for the other 23, they're complete strangers from all different parts of the country and from the world. And so to go through in an experience like this, many people might ask, why would you ever do something like that? And my answer is just truly to, number one, see what I truly have deep down inside of me, to see if this is something that I have in me to truly accomplish and take on, to continually push and grow myself as a person, and also to become the person that I want to be. Like, who did I have to become in order to be sitting here, right now, talking to you after successfully completing something this big and significant of an experience in my life? Like, who do I truly have to become? I think mentally, 6 months ago, I was as strong as I am now. But physically, I was 275 pounds. You know, still seeing myself as the college football athlete that was strong, fit, healthy, and 250 pounds. But my reality, 6 months ago, I was 275 pounds. And I knew damn well that 275-pound Nate Bailey was not going to complete Kokoro. Kokoro is not a big man's game. Like, the rest of the people that showed up and were there for Kokoro, outside of my dear friend Satema Gali, I'm actually here at his home right now, but you know, we were the big guys, and Kokoro is not built for big men. It's a 50-hour event. It's it's extremely challenging, and the Sealfit coaches really don't give a damn if you're 275 pounds or 180 pounds. They're going to expect you to complete each and every task as they ask you to complete it, and they don't give a shit how much you weigh or not. They just want the results. And so who did I have to become? And I pictured that man, and for the first time in my life, I could truly say, like, I went all in and became that person, got clear on who that person was, and dropped 45 pounds and trained the way I knew that I needed to train in order to get myself to complete this mission. And so those are some of the really big lessons that I truly learned and took away from this experience. It was a powerful experience. You know, a lot of doubt, fear, anxiety going into it. I'm not certain if I was going to pass the standards, but knowing the work that I'd put in, and just wondering if that's going to be enough. But willing to go and lay it all on the table and say, hey, this is what I got. This is who I am. Is it enough? And at the end of the day, it was. But I wasn't sure. And if I had never signed up, if I had never had the courage to show up, I'd be sitting here today still wondering if that was the case or not. And so that's a big reason why I would choose to do some of these things. And there's many people that, even of the 28 that showed up, even though only 9 of us made it through, just the fact that those 28 were willing to put it all on the line and see if what they had on that given day, on that given weekend, was enough for them or not. I just have so much respect for them. And I have so much respect for all the guys that I went through, that I started this event with, because they're willing to do something that 99% of the people out there are not. And that's okay. Not everybody has to do Kokoro. But I think it's important to truly challenge yourself, to see what you have in life, whether it's Kokoro or whatever. You know, some people do Ironman, some people do ultra marathons. You know, whatever it is for you, and it doesn't have to just be in the physical realm of things. And another big takeaway that I truly took from this weekend is to really just to live life. You know, as things come, as things happen in life, we can choose, comfort. We can choose to listen to that monkey brain of ours that's trying to protect us and kind of keep us coddled and comfort, but really is hurting us and just holding us back from doing big and great things. And so I just challenge you guys to live life, to do things that you've always said that would be cool to do, but you just never really had the courage to do it. And because you never know when it's your time. You never know when the game is up and life is going to be over. And it truly can happen at any second. And, we all wish or hope that things could happen under perfect circumstances. And one of the other big lessons I took away from Coach Mike, a Navy SEAL, I believe he's a former Navy SEAL. I'm not certain on that, but Coach Mike said something that really stuck with me and resonated with me. And he talked about how as SEALs, when a mission came in, they accepted it, and they had no other option but to accomplish it, no matter the circumstances. Like, there was no other option. They were trained and there to do one job, and that was to complete the mission. No matter the time, the conditions, the environment, the percentages or likelihood of them being able to be successful or not. They were prepared and willing to do everything, including laying their life on the line, to complete that mission. And so by choosing to embrace the suck, choosing to drive on, even in conditions where things in life just feel like they're just going the complete opposite way of how we would like them or how we would like to see them happen in our life, the more we can choose to just take and accept that mission in life, and no matter the circumstances and what else we got going on, take on that attitude of, I'm going to complete this mission because I have no other choice but to complete it. To take on that mindset in all that we do is a very powerful thing and a very powerful lesson that I definitely extracted here from Kokoro. And so yeah, I really just encourage you guys to take that one to heart. Powerful stuff. Another thing that happened early on in day one was, to give 100% effort 100% of the time. And when you can get in one of these events and environments, sometimes the tendency is to try and save yourself, knowing that you are in something like this for the long haul. And so you want to conserve some energy. Hey, what's up, Judah? Everybody say hi to Judah and Satema's little son there. I'm just shooting a video, buddy.
Hi, I'm Gigi Fuse. So I don't have a Digimon.
All right, buddy, can you let me finish this up?
Gigi Fuse.
All right, so.
Oh, hi, Digimon.
So 100% effort 100% of the time. So what does that mean, right? Like, don't save up. Again, it goes back to living life and to living it to its fullest. Because we don't know when it's going to end, and we don't know what's going to happen in the future. And so, there was a time where people were truly kind of trying to save some more for later. And I think what happened was, it was in the mile run at the end of the PST, people kind of stopping before the finish line and kind of walking through and just talking about how, where else in your life does that show up? If you're willing to stop before the finish line and kind of walk through, where are you willing to stop before the finish line in your business, but yet still expect big results in your life? And so I just wanted to get on and kind of share some of these experiences that I had and some of the lessons that I was able to take away from Kokoro. And over the next week, as things come to me, I would definitely like to come on and share a little bit more with you guys. But just a second, buddy. But I appreciate all you guys hopping on for this message, and truly grateful to be able to come through and experience an event like this, and to be able to make it. And not only was I able to make it, but I really feel like I excelled in that environment. I earned the respect of the coaches in these former Navy SEALs. I took what they had and said and were teaching us to heart. I completely put out physically and mentally. I picked up my other brothers and helped them along as much as I could. I had many comment and thank me for the effort, and not only how it helped me get through, but to see how it helped everyone else that was struggling and maybe was not prepared mentally as strong as I was, or didn't come in necessarily with that don't quit attitude. And so it was really humbling, but also, I'm this 6'3", 230-pound guy, and a lot of them were looking at me like, this guy's kind of a freak, like he's not supposed to be able to do some of these things. He's not supposed to be coming in first in a lot of these different evolutions. But yet I was. And, it's just kind of Kokoro is just kind of this small man's game, they said. So I really take pride in the way that I was able to show up. And just making, I talked about how, who did I have to become? But now that I've became that person and I've accomplished the goal, now it's how do I make who I had to become just who I am going forward? Because it's one thing to lose all the weight, accomplish the feat, and then come back home and just go back to my old ways. And so often we see people that do that. And I can guarantee you that will not be me. That who I had to become, who I pictured myself 6 months ago, that as being in order to complete this, is now who I am. And I'll continue to build on that foundation that I have now as myself in my current reality. So I appreciate you guys coming on, like I said, and taking some time to listen in and hopefully extract some things from here that I experienced to help you in your life, and not just only to look at this in the physical realm or in your body, but how can these things truly resonate in all of the other areas of your life, carry over into your business, into your family, into your spiritual relationship with God, and to just continue to help you and to make us all just a little bit better. So I appreciate you guys listening in. Have a good night, and like I said, I'm going to try and do a few more videos yet this week as more revelations and lessons just kind of come to me, because I think it's important. It can truly help and share the message. Have a good day.